Hey everybody, Japan6 here, 6:22 p.m. Central Time on Monday, February 16th, 2015. And we had two pretty interesting developments occur here over the past couple hours. We had a 6.8 magnitude earthquake, now downgraded by the USGS to a 6.2. EMSC, European, showing as 6.7, down here in the Sandwich Islands, just north of Antarctica. And within that hour, a 6.8 struck here off the coast of Japan, northeast Japan. Now there's a small wave, a 3-foot wave, so we don't have to worry about any kind of wave damage. However, guys, I want to take you back to 2011 when a 7.0 earthquake struck off the coast of Japan and it made a 3-foot wave just like today, and everybody dismissed it because it was small. And then 3 days later, the 9.0 hit in the same spot, roughly within, 50 miles of that 7.0 that struck in 2011. So this is something we need to pay attention to in light of the other movement that happened this week. 6.2 down here just south in the area we were watching in Taiwan. We were watching from Japan to Taiwan for movement. Both areas got hit. Now, I find it very ironic that the news and all the channels and everybody turns out to report on the 6.8 in Japan. Got all kinds of news coverage on it, news stories, everything. Now what about the Mid-Atlantic 7.2 and the 6.8 that struck over here in Russia at the border of Ukraine? Now those started out as two 6.8s. So we have two 6.8s that struck here and here within the same hour, and just a few days ago we had two 6.8s strike here and here within an hour of each other, or less. Now this got no coverage. Go look at my videos, guys, like a couple thousand views. Nobody even cared. Nobody even knows. Mainstream media, not one report on it. Now here it is. A smaller earthquake in Japan gets coverage. Why? Because of the disaster factor. That's right. Master disaster coming to blaster on mainstream media. I'm sick of it, guys. If you guys care about earthquakes, you'll care about earthquakes when they happen. Where they happen is going to be kind of secondary to caring that they happen. And this is just more people jumping on mainstream media, coming out to acknowledge an earthquake in Japan that they can't ignore. They can't pretend like it didn't happen, like these two over here, that it was just a handful of people online are the only people you can get a report from on the biggest earthquake in recent modern history to strike either Russia or the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Just northeast of Canada. I guarantee you, if this would have produced a wave, everybody on the East Coast would have been caught off guard. There would have been a 3 or a 4-foot wave blasted right on in here to the East Coast, and no one would have known. Why? Because everybody ignored it. It's crazy. It's crazy to me to see that. So we had a 6.8 here, down here to the south, 6.8 here in South America, 6.8 in Russia, which got taken off the map, 6.8 on the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, which got elevated to 7.2, and now a 6.8 in Japan. Looks like 6.8 is the lucky number for the week. Let's hope it stays below that, because this is just like in 2011, guys. Just like in 2011. The ignoring of earthquakes by media, unless they have some kind of disaster factor to them. The denial by people online, people not paying attention. Of course, nobody's got their earthquake plans dusted off. Nobody preparing. Why? Because it's not being reported. Why is it not being reported? They don't want you to know things are heating up, just like in 2011 when we saw the megaquake in the West Pacific. And if you were to ask me where the next megaquake will be striking, it will be striking in one of the active areas of the West Pacific. Now, I've got to do a full earthquake update to get that together, figure out where it's going to strike. But look at the cluster points, guys. This is just the last 24 hours of earthquakes, 4.0 and greater internationally. It's standing out above all else, the area we need to watch. Be safe, guys. Always have an earthquake plan ready, and be prepared.
Welcome to Newsline. We start with breaking news this hour. A magnitude 6.9 earthquake struck off the coast of Iwate Prefecture in northeastern Japan at 8:06 Japan time on Tuesday. The Japan Meteorological Agency is warning of a 1-meter tsunami off the coast of Iwate Prefecture, northern Japan. It says that tsunami could reach the area around 8:30 Japan time at the earliest. It forecasted tsunami could arrive around 8:40 Japan time in the ports of Miyako, Ofunato, and Kamaishi. Tsunami could also reach Kuji port around 8:50. Major damage hasn't been reported so far, but authorities have issued an evacuation advisory for about 20,000 people in the area. Now remember, tsunami waves are expected to hit repeatedly. Anyone in those areas should listen to local authorities and disaster management officials for information and instructions. JMA is calling on people in the area where tsunami advisory is issued to leave coastal areas or riversides immediately. The agency is telling them to evacuate to a safer place, such as higher ground or an evacuation building. Do not leave the safe place until the advisory is cleared. JMA is calling on people in the area where tsunami advisory is issued to leave coastal areas or riversides immediately. The agency is telling them to evacuate to a safer place, such as higher ground or an evacuation building. Now, do not leave the safe place until the warning is cleared. Tsunami waves are expected to hit repeatedly. JMA, once again, is calling on people in the area where tsunami advisory is issued to get out of the water and leave the coast immediately. Do not go near the coastline. As the strong current will continue, do not get in the sea or approach coast until the advisory is cleared. We'll bring you more details as they come in.